Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and we have the patch notes for the upcoming mid-month Warriors of the Sky Miss Marvel update. And they could not they could not be more disastrous. I don't know what to say here, guys. I mean, I'll figure out what to say along the way because these videos are unscripted, but I am shocked at the number of puzzling decisions that the devs have decided to go with. It's like they make updates based on their D&D gameplay, and they rolled 5 dice and they all rolled on 1, and no one in the room was like, hey, maybe we should re-roll before we go with all these 1s, because those are 20-sided dice, right, guys? For those of you that don't play D&D, basically just listen to what I'm about to say. So we're getting 3 new uniforms for Blue Dragon, Sunbird, and Miss Marvel. They all look beautiful, which is great, okay? However, here's where the problems begin. Miss Marvel initially was listed as combat type, not speed, on the English notes, the English patch notes, but the Japanese and Chinese and Korean patch notes and other languages all listed her as speed. So there was mass confusion. People thought the devs were like changing her around or whatever. So they finally updated these patch notes. You can see right here, it says here, they finally updated the patch notes so she's speed. Again, her base typing is still combat, and her more recent uniform is combat, but she had a uniform in the middle that was speed. So basically Miss Marvel went combat, speed, whatever. That's not a big deal. It's just a small error. However, they decided to make her human, not inhuman, not mutant, which was the whole point of watching Miss Marvel until the last episode where she's talking to the guy who I can't remember his name now. He's talking to her about her genealogy, and in the background you hear da-na-na-na-na-na on some guitar. What was the point of that, Kevin Feige? Why are you not giving your Marvel games the ability to actually reflect the hard work that y'all are putting into your shows? It doesn't make any sense. There's this massive disconnect between what we're seeing in the shows and what we're getting in the games, and it's making people pass. It's just making players uninterested. Why do I want to play with Miss Marvel if she doesn't even feel accurate to the show? We'll see how the skills look. Because at least with the animation here, it does look like they copied it straight out of the show, which is great. But Marvel Future Fight has to realize that they cannot get by on looks alone, right? Marvel Future Fight is that beautiful, person that you meet and go on a date with, but they have no personality. They have no interesting, nothing. It's just looks. It's not enough, fam. It's not enough. Okay, so what else is wrong? They decided to give Blue Dragon the tier 4. Not Sunbird and Blue Dragon, just Blue Dragon. Again, I ask you, where is the logic? We go blast, combat, universal, blast, combat, and then back to blast. What? Are you guys smoking the fattest rocks I've ever seen? Again, we've made these jokes before. Drugs are illegal in Korea. I don't know what the devs are doing. I really don't know. I don't understand. Like, this is not the way, guys. This is not the way. I know they're probably making more money than they've recently been making before tier 4 because of the tier 4 packs, and I'm guilty of that. I literally bought one yesterday because I needed crystals anyways, and whatever. But this is not, you're like, they're shrinking the player base and they're turning away all of the casual players, right? This is not the way to handle the game. Because then in a few months, when the player numbers are down and the money dries up, they're going to be surprised. They'll be like, oh no, what happened? We were making so much money. Yeah, it's a short term. You guys are doing this thing short term. You got to think long term, right? You got to start thinking long term. So yeah, my language is going to get more serious as this continues, but I don't understand. I really don't understand. This is not the right decision. I'm sorry. I'm excited for Blue Dragon. I might tier 4 Blue Dragon, but my personal decisions in the game don't necessarily reflect how I think the game should be handled, right? And I think that they're mismanaging and mishandling the game very badly at this point. And then we have the artifacts, and then here's the other kicker. Right? If the Miss Marvel thing didn't piss you off with the typing, And if the tier 4 blue dragon didn't piss you off with the decision there, with no speed, whatever, there's no mention of the Dormammu skill cooldown bug. Now, in fairness, although I made a video about that bug and about the Hulk bug, the Hulk tier 4 bug seems to have been solved. I've had a striker equipped. I've used the striker against Gore, against Null, against Mephisto, against Ultron for this token event, and I have not had any issues in the past few days. That doesn't mean that it's changed and it's fixed for everyone. I'm not saying that. If you still have that Hulk tier 4 bug, please let me know down below in the comments. But I have not been able to replicate the bug recently after having the bug happen to me. So my own anecdotal evidence is that it's been fixed. But again, that doesn't mean it's been fixed for every player. But more importantly, right? More importantly, the Dormammu bug has not been fixed or addressed here. This is really bad communication, right? Suregi communication. Suregi means garbage, trash in Korean. So I don't know what I need to do. Maybe I need to finally learn Korean to get through to these devs. But it's beyond the point of, like, this is inexcusable. What I don't understand is that other Korean devs in other games are so much better at communication. So it really has nothing to do with language. It has nothing to do with the fact that they're Korean devs. Maybe it's a Netmarble thing. Maybe. I don't know. But I feel like they're really testing the limits. So, like, how long can I get away without a dev note, without addressing these things that are pissing off the players and telling them that we're still focused on them, right? It doesn't take a lot of time. It doesn't take any effort at all to just have one here. We know the Dormammu bug is still in the game. We're trying to fix it, but it's more difficult than we anticipated. To apologize to all players, we're going to be sending you 1,000 energy and 200 boost points. Like, this is not hard, guys. This is not hard. It's called community management. It's not hard, but y'all are making it hard with your dumbass decisions, right? This is really stupid. This is honestly really stupid. So yeah. Anywho, let's go back and actually take a look at the patch notes briefly. Yeah. So that's my rant. I'm really disappointed with these patch notes. I'm not disappointed with the patch notes. Like, again, here's the truth, guys. Are these uniforms going to perform well? Yes. Are they going to look gorgeous and have gorgeous animations? Probably yes. But again, we're at the point where that's not good enough anymore, right? They've gotten complacent. As Lil Wayne says, don't get too comfortable. They got way too comfortable. They thought they're irreplaceable. I'll put you out on your birthday like Beyonce, all right? You know what I'm saying? And that's basically the truth. They're just like, okay, you guys want reworks? We're just going to give you reworks. We're going to give you literally nothing else. No update on Gore as a playable character. No update on the reward reworks for World Boss Legend that they said they were going to do. And I've been trolling them for a while on Twitter about it because it pisses me off, right? If you go right here, you'll see my comment. I highlighted it, right? They said this back in April, months ago. Difficulty arrangements and addition of new world bosses. So we got the second part, right? And they talk about February, but they have not done this yet. We are planning to segment the legend difficulty into different levels for a more intuitive experience. That hasn't happened. Each level will yield different rewards. That hasn't happened. Meaning that challenging higher levels will be, it cuts off here, but it says much more rewarding. Guess what, guys? That hasn't happened. Don't judge me for the number of tabs that I have open. Okay, I'm a secret agent. Okay, I lead a very busy and rich and fulfilling life. So yeah, the problems are piling up. The broken promises, the empty promises are piling up, and all they're giving us are uniforms and pretty skills. That's not good enough. That's not gonna cut it. Did you guys update the squad battle requirements and change around the restrictions because you're introducing the Warriors of the Sky again, and originally squad battle came out with Warriors of the Sky? Nope. What's squad battle? Oh, we don't know it. We don't know the game modes. Oh, we just make the characters. Like, seriously, where are the 5 interns that work on the game modes? Were they all killed? Were they all assassinated by my haters? Where are they? Can they come back? Can I pay them? Can I personally listen? I will personally hire a new intern. Okay, Jebal, like, seriously, please. Okay, Chungma, please. I will personally hire a new intern to work at Marvel Future Fight, to work at Netmarble Monster for Marvel Future Fight, to work on the game modes. I'm sure the one intern that I hire will do more work in 1 month than we've had in the last few, besides Gore, World Boss Legend, and Dormammu, obviously. But like seriously, nothing for Squad Battle, nothing for Shadowland, nothing for anything. Just shiny new. Don't make me say Barbie. Don't make me say that. I don't want to say that shit. But y'all are putting me in that corner where I gotta start calling y'all Marvel Barbie Fight again. We're really time is literally a flat circle. We're literally back there. Okay, so enough with the ranting. Okay, so Blue Dragon's getting a lot of buffs. She's getting damage reduction. She's getting skill damage, bonus damage. So the interesting thing here for the characters, for the Warriors of the Sky, because presumably they're going to copy and paste this ability or this change for Shadow Shell and War Tiger later. They're doing the paywalls first, but they're gonna do those for them later. So they're not actually changing their awakening skill. By the way, their awakening skill sucks right now. But apparently they're going to be increasing the number of hits. So skill effects have not been changed, but the hit count has increased. So we're gonna take a quick look here at the hit count of her awakening skill. Okay, that doesn't. I think it's the 4th skill. Yeah, it's the 4th skill. Her 4th skill pushes so much. It's crazy. Okay, so we're going to isolate this one mob here, and we're going to see how many hits. So right at the beginning when you pop the skill, 8 hits, and then there's a long-ass pause. You go to sleep, you wake up, and then there's another 28 hits. So in total, there's only 36 hits. And again, that's 36 hits over the span of like 10 years, because that's how long the animation takes. And with this massive pause here in the middle where you could literally start a family. So yeah. 36 hits. So we're looking for at least double. At least double. Double is the minimum number of hits for this to be changed to. Number 2, they need to shorten up this animation. The hits should not stop. The hits should not stop. You know what chain hit means? So when the hits stop and restart, they're resetting the chain hit. That's garbage. They're resetting the chain hit. So yeah, this skill was made by probably, I don't know, charity workers. I don't even want to call them interns. So yeah, hopefully people who actually understand the game's mechanics will update those awakening skills. But yeah, it's the same for Blue Dragon, for Sunbird as well. The skill effects have not been changed, but the hit count has been increased. So we'll keep an eye on that there. But yeah, Blue Dragon gets a counterattack, ignore iframe skill, which is very strong for PvP. She also gets accumulation. 80% chance penetration is nuts. Very strong there. But she also gets accumulation based on damage dealt. So that's huge. That makes her a two-way threat for PvE and PvP. And remember, she's tier 4. So yeah, I mean, she might Giga Clap Hulk, sad face. She also gets another Frenzy buff and a 20% heal. So very nice buffs for her. Sunbird gets chain hit, ignore dodge, and skill damage bonus damage. He also gets a slightly better passive. So instead of reviving his Warriors of the Skies allies with 50, it's now 60% max HP. So these are basically both must-buys for Alliance Conquest if you're into that sort of thing. He gets a 10% heal now on his 2nd skill, which is pretty pathetic. 10% is really not enough at this day and age for anything, so I'm not really sure. I mean, it's 10% every 4 seconds, but it's only 10%. It really should be, I think minimum now heals need to be 15%, or it needs to be for more than 1 second, because 10% is just not enough with the number of hits and the frequency of hits of different content. You take too much damage, but we'll see. He also gets a frenzy buff on 3, and then he gets an accumulation buff with damage dealt on 4. So we see accumulation, healing, frenzy for both Warriors of the Sky. Pretty nice stuff. Kamala gets a lot. So let's talk about Kamala real quick here. 40% attack on her passive uniform effect, plus the 25 that's going to stack from the uniform. She gets 50% all defense, which is going to stack with the uniform to be 75%. So yeah, 65% all attack on the uniform, 75 all defense, and then 30% damage reduction. She's going to get guard break immunity, which is very strong for PvP, but also decent for PvE, and ignore dodge. She's going to get chain hit, skill damage bonus, and then all 5 of her attacks are going to be changed, presumably because the animations need to be changed, presumably because of the new Kevin Feige, whatever, crystal thing, because they don't want her to look like Mr. Fantastic. Anyways, she has invincibility and a 1.3% accumulation on damage dealt, which is very strong. And again, you can pop that every what is that, 8.5 seconds, and it's an 8-second accumulation. So you basically have that up all the time. She's got paralysis on multiple skills. She also has immunity here and a 60% buff. So a 65% passive buff on the uniform, a 60% attack buff on Cosmic Shield, and then another 55% attack buff on Jin's Fist with a 35% heal. So I think they removed her passive heal, which is unfortunate, but yeah, they made her a lot stronger. But she is speed type, and she's also not inhuman, so you can't use this new uniform for the dispatch quest. I know, it's pretty dumb. Okay, she also got her tier 3. Her tier 3 looks really cool, in my opinion. She gets bigger with her hands, and she slams and punches. It kind of feels like a mixture of maybe Hulk's tier 3 and Mr. Fantastic's tier 3. I like it. It feels more unique than most tier 3s, which is quite nice. And she also has a damage proc on that and a bunch of other effects. Blue Dragon's tier 4 is pretty interesting, although I think like one player is going to get her tier 4. It increases her attack by 65%, which doesn't seem very good. But then you realize that this skill does damage. It has lightning damage, 1000% of energy attack. So I don't know if this is a typo and they meant to do 100%, but 1000% is pretty big, guys. It's pretty big. If she can get up to like 90,000 energy attack, this does a base of like 1 mil. And I don't know how the attack is calculated, how multipliers work, but it'll probably be easy over 1 mil per hit. Also, this would be the first tier 4 skill that does damage. So this is something to watch out for. And I'm actually interested in this from a gameplay mechanics point of view. All of the other tier 4 abilities up until now have just been buffs. And that's fine, but I would like to see them branch out into other interesting ideas because you can only go so far with different buffs. They got kind of creative with Hulks and I like it, but this is interesting to me as well. If the tier 4 skill can do damage, then we're getting into some interesting territory. If you can line a 1000% up with the damage proc, that will then double the damage by increasing it by 200%. Now I'm getting a chubby. Now I'm getting a semi. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, a lot of people are going to just roll their eyes at this part because, oh, they're trying to bait us or they're trying to entice us with these crazy numbers. But of course, it's for the third blast tier 4. You know, we don't need this crap. We need speed types, you know. So I get it. If you're salty about this, I totally understand you. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying from a gameplay and mechanics point of view, right? It doesn't take away or diminish what I've said previously. We have the new artifacts for the Warriors of the Sky and Kamala. Blue Dragons is just kind of whatever. It's just attack and ignore dodge, but the other two are very good. So Sunbird applies to all Warriors of the Sky, and it increases their HP and his HP, and it decreases their damage from villains. So this is nuts. This is absolutely nuts. And this is basically like a must-have for AC. And if you're going to build a timeline team with both of them, it's a must-have. Because remember, those 0.4 and 0.5% of total instinct, if you have her tier 4, that's going to go brazy. So that HP, that 20% HP, right? For tier 4 Blue Dragon, that'll be 20% plus like 17% or 15%. So that'll be almost double. That's crazy. And then for Kamala, she gets increased damage to villains and decreased damage received from villains. This is also kind of nice. Not too crazy, but kind of nice. So yeah, those are the patch notes. Again, like the numbers are good. The animations look good. The skills are probably going to look good. But that's it. That's all we can expect. And that's really disappointing. I got to say that this is such a good game. And I think that at times they do such a good job with it. But other times it's horribly mismanaged. And there's so little emphasis placed on game mode changes, even small changes, that I wonder if it's almost intentional. You know, like they're so cowardly and they're so afraid to change any game modes that might upset the players. I don't understand. I really don't understand. I think it's just you know, a willful ignorance and stuff like that. Last thing here is that the August update celebration event, so this is the mid-month celebration event, again, they look beautiful, doesn't have a full uniform sale. It has new uniform and uniform options. By the way, all 3 uniform options are pretty good, but the regular uniform sale, which does tend to happen during this event, is not happening now. I don't want to make too big a deal out of this because I know they're going to be, announcing the all uniform sale very soon. But just for reference, the last time we got a uniform sale, an all uniform sale, was July 19th. So it has been over a month. Just for your own reference, when we got this mid-month summer update, we had those uniforms on sale for we had the uniforms for these two characters and their optionals. And then we had an all uniform 40% off. So yes, we should be having one very, very soon. But unfortunately, at least for now, it will not be with the update. And again, the update is just going to be a rolling patch tonight, starting at 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern. And I'll be live on Twitch. We'll be playing around with everything and seeing what's up. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. Thanks for listening to the rant. I guess let the devs know politely in the comments on social media how you feel about this stuff. Take care.